Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing this 2020 Ford Mustang. This one is the GT and this one is equipped with the performance package. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all the features this one has. So for the Mustang, they're going to be two engine choices. They're going to be a 4-cylinder and a V8. This one is the 5.8 V8 Coyote engine, and it's connected to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and of course it's available in a manual transmission as well. But the horsepower numbers are 480 and the torque numbers are 420, and as I said, it's connected to a 10-speed automatic transmission. The fuel economy numbers are 16 in the city, 25 highway, and 19 combined, and this engine is actually pretty good on the highway. So if you guys are curious about the price and the packages this Mustang has, here are all the details, and you could pause the video at any time. So if you guys are curious about the color is called Rabbit Red, and I think this is probably my favorite color on the Mustang, and my second is the gray one. Those two colors look very nice on the Mustang. Well, coming to the front, this Mustang was refreshed in 2018. So from 2015 through 2017, it was basically the same look, but in 2018 they basically just updated the front of this Mustang, and they did a little bit of tweaking to the taillights. The headlights are very aggressive. They have a really nice, cool look to them. A lot of people don't like the new design, but honestly, in person, they look pretty nice. And down here is going to be the turn signal indicators. And what I don't like is the fake grille inside right there. I wish that was functional. But overall, the front of this Mustang looks very aggressive. You will have a flat black splitter, and of course the horse right there in the front. For the headlights are full LED in the headlight housing, but for the turn signal indicator, it's actually halogen. I wish it was LED. But overall, guys, everything just looks super nice. The hood has very nice sharp lines on it, and those vents are actually not functional, so I'm not a big fan of those fake vents. I wish they were functional. Honestly, it does give the hood a nicer look and more aggressive look, of course. But let's go to move to the side of this Mustang, and I'll go ahead and show you how this Mustang looks like. So here on the side, the Mustang is my favorite between the muscle cars. It has a really nice sleek look to it. It doesn't look bulky, and you could see out of it just fine. Here is one nice sharp line. You will have turn signal indicators on the mirrors, 5.0 badge right there. This is the Coyote engine. And for the rims, love the performance package rims. They look so good, and they are not gloss black, they are flat black, but they have basically a mix color between like a flat black and a gloss black, but they look very, very nice. And this one does have, of course, a Brembo brakes, since this is the performance package. For the tires and rim size, they are 225 4D19 in the front, and in the back they are 275 4D19 in the back. And I love the flat black or the plastic basically in the front, on the sides, and in the back, so they kept going all the way around the car, which is really nice. And of course, here is the wing, and I love the wing. They introduced that wing back in 2018. So here is the back of the Mustang, especially with that spoiler. It just makes it very aggressive. Love the fact they added that back in 2018, and just completes the look of this Mustang. Here are the tail lights. Tail lights are sequential, basically when you activate the left or right, but if you activate the emergency lights, both of them just flash normally. Right here is going to be, of course, the GT badge, the backup camera right there, and this one does have sensors. And this one actually has the active exhaust, so you could change basically the butterfly valve inside the exhaust to make it louder or quieter. And here is the reverse light all the way in the bottom, and it does have a really nice, cool, aggressive diffuser. So here is the key, and the key has a really nice, cool look to it. It has the horse in the back, and it has 5 buttons on it: unlock, lock, remote start, trunk release, and a panic button. Let's go ahead and remote start the Mustang, like it once, and double click on the button. To open the trunk, double click on this button, and that will just open the trunk a little bit, and then of course you have to do the rest of the work. It's a good sized trunk for a muscle car. There is a good amount of space inside. Underneath, they're going to be, of course, no flat tire to save some weight, but does have the fixed flat kit, and of course a good amount of storage up around it, and you could actually add a spare tire if you want to. So for the door, of course, it's a little bit on the bigger side, which is expected. It's a coupe, but there is a good amount of soft materials. This is nice and soft up top. Door handle feels actually pretty nice and solid. Memory seats right here and door locks, and does have ambient lighting inside. And this is wrapped in leather. Love the stitching right here. The armrest is actually surprisingly soft. Here is some chrome around where you grab the door. Window switches, mirror controls right there. And I love the fact that the speaker is, it has this nice chrome trim around it. And this is plastic, which is expected, and a small cubby in the bottom of the door. So right here, of course, you will have the seats. Those are not the bucket seats or the aggressive seats. And of course, they are powered, which is expected from a $50,000 car. It does have a really nice look to it. And they're actually very nice and comfortable. And here is a Mustang door sill. But let's go to move inside the car, and I'll go ahead and show you the rest of this Ford Mustang. Alright guys, so inside this Mustang, it feels amazing being in this driver's seat. You are sitting very low, and the hood is very long, and the seat position is just very, very good. Anyways guys, it's getting a little bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and rush through this review. And the first thing that I'm noticing right here, the steering wheel itself is a little bit on the bigger side, and the ring itself is actually a little bit thin. I wish it was a little bit thicker. The 10 and 2 are almost non-existent. I wish they were a little bit thicker, but the steering wheel design itself is very, very nice. Right here is going to be, of course, the volume controls and the seat controls. Here is a mute button. Basically, you could just mute the radio just by clicking this button. Here is the cruise controls, and to the right of the steering wheel, they're going to be the some Bluetooth controls right here, and basically this button will bring you to the menu called My Mode. Basically, you could customize your exhaust. So let's go ahead and put the exhaust right here in quiet mode. And it's super, super quiet right here. It just opens up the exhaust. Let me go ahead and open the door and show you exactly. Probably it's really hard to see on the camera. That's in quiet mode. So basically in sport and track, they're basically the same. Normal, it opens it up. It sounds like sport, but it's not as loud when you rev it, and quiet is super quiet. So here are the gauges, and the gauges are basically an LCD screen. It's a 12-inch LCD screen. The font is very easy to understand and read, and it actually changes when you change the modes. So let's go ahead and put in Sport Plus. Put in track. Let's go ahead and put it in drag. So basically, the RPM or the gauges change, and basically gives you that really cool look. And you could actually adjust or change the exhaust to a really cool setting where you could actually change the color as well. This one has ambient lighting, and you could go to my exhaust and you could go down to quiet start. Basically, the car will start in quiet mode so it doesn't bother your neighbors or anyone around you. Right here to the left, they're going to be the fog light controls, the headlight controls, and the brightness controls for the interior of this Mustang. And here is actually glasses holder. A lot of people probably don't know that. And here is a trunk release button. And for the screen is an 8-inch screen. It's super responsive, and it's much better than the older versions, and it does actually have the plastic covers or wraps on it. Here are some oil temperature, and here is another gauge. I'm not exactly sure what is this gauge for. Here are some hard buttons right here, volume control, a tune knob right there. So that's really nice. They gave you a tune and a volume control. Here are the, of course, climate controls. They are a little bit on the complicated side at first when you look at them, but honestly, once you sit inside the car and you just play with temperatures a few times, you'll get used to them very quick. Here is some heated seats and cold seats for the passenger and driver. Down here is going to be the engine start stop. It's not located right here. And then there are going to be fuel toggles. Here is the emergency light, traction control. The steering wheel has its own button. Basically, you could make it sport in normal mode. So basically, you could have the car in normal mode, but the steering wheel, you could have it in sport. And here is the mode. Once you put it in drag strip, it opens up the exhaust valves. And here is, of course, the shifter, the 10-speed automatic transmission. Down here is going to be a USB, a 12 volt, and a little bit more storage right here. And I love the brushed aluminum around the shifter. It just gives it a nicer look. 2 cup holders and more of that brushed aluminum around the cup holders. They are a good size cup holders actually. And here is the handbrake. There is no electronic e-brake right here. And here is the basically the armrest storage. It does have a 12 volt USB, and it's actually pretty nice and deep. I expected it to be a little bit smaller, but it's nice and deep, and it does have a light inside. Up here is the rear view mirror, and here are some lights. I wish they were LED for $50,000 car. But beside that, there is nothing up here except, of course, the visors, and the visors do have some lights and a mirror inside of it. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I would like to thank Stevens Ford in Milford and Matt for providing me this beautiful 2020 Ford Mustang GT. If you guys are interested, I'm going to go ahead and put their information in the bottom of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.